Pero, ¿qué tal? Yo soy el y bienvenidos a la nueva actualización 6.0. Ya está aquí la UMA. Le tiré y me salió una Kiki. La tengo C1. Ah, bueno, sí, elegí este personaje de, de que regalaban de 5 estrellas porque era el único que me gustaba. Ah, Mizuki, eso se llamaba. ¿Dónde tengo la Kiki? Kiki. Este también lo conseguí. Bueno, personajes que en realidad ya no sirven. ¿Dónde tengo a Kiki? Aquí, para que lo veáis. C1. He tenido bastante suerte, ¿eh? No me han salido muchos Kikis, la verdad. Y en el día de hoy, por fin, vamos a empezar Not Cry. Vamos a ir directamente a la misión principal, que es aquí, con Inefa. Y vamos a darle al tema directamente.
Hey, Inefa. Sorry to keep you waiting.
He bajado un poco el volumen de los diálogos y de todo en
That is
general, porque
perfectly all
estaba
right.
muy alto.
My data indicates clear skies in the coming days. Current conditions for maritime travel, optimal. I'll be ready
Toma.
whenever you...
But are we really gonna set off without telling anyone again? Funny you mention it. You'll never guess who Paimon saw on the way over.
¿Se ha cortado solo o qué?
Hey! You didn't seriously think we'd let you leave without a farewell party, did you?
No, hombre, no, no. Quiero salir,
come on,
quiero salir de aquí.
traveler. We've already made all the preparations. And most importantly, how dare you try and slip away without first paying your respects to the almighty Dragon Lord!
A little bird told us you'd soon be leaving for Nodcry. So, we asked Paimon to...
You sure it's not time to think about changing that little habit of ours?
Don't worry, we won't keep you long. Besides, everyone's there already. Shaska, Ian-san, Auroron, even the Pyro Archon herself.
You're invited too, Inefa.
Qué
Shilonen has a special gift for you.
Accompaniment request accepted. Shilonen demonstrates excellent massage technique. My
Okay.
impression of her is exceedingly positive.
Wait, so robots like massages too?
Nah, returbio.
Is it just that Shilonen really knows how you're wired?
Alright, enough with the chit-chat. Let's head to the venue.
Woohoo! Party time!
Uy, uy, uy. ¿Qué haces ese? 4 ojos, te meto un contazo. Yo también llevo gafas, ¿sabes? Uy,
Spit it
salseo,
out,
salseo.
then.
They've set off.
Just as my... About time I met this...
¡Oh! Esta es... Lo sé todo muy rápido, perdón. Esta es Heraldo, ¿no? ¿Fatui? Es que no he visto nada. He visto alguna cosa muy
Every time
pequeña,
we head to a new nation, there's always a point where it suddenly dawns on Paimon.
pero no he visto
This is it.
nada.
The next
Tengo
chapter of our
muchas
adventure
ganas.
has begun. This time, it was the moment she realized she just polished off the very last of her Saurus crackers. Should have stocked up better at the farewell party.
In other words,
Pensaba que iban a hacer una
Paimon has marked
cinemática
the
o algo
geographic
así. Como
coordinates
con,
from 2
con
minutes
Ten,
and
que
40
hicieron como
seconds
una
ago
foto
as the boundary
conmemorativa y
between
demás.
Natlan and Notcry. This deviates somewhat from the official coordinates stored in my database.
Paimon meant more in terms of how it felt on a psychological level. Anyway, what about you, Traveler? When did it really sink in for you? Huh, that
¿Qué?
actually
¿No
kind
le
of
da
makes
nada?
sense. What about you, Inefa? Come to think of it, maybe we should be asking the other way round. So, when you came over to Natlan, what was the moment you felt like you'd left Nodcry?
In that case,
cómo mola por ahí
probably
atrás,
when my
¿no?
sensors could no longer detect the moon's power.
The moon? You mean, that one we can all see in the sky?
Negative. I was referring to...
Uy, uy, uy.
Here we
No,
are.
hombre, no, dilo.
Paimon, Traveler, we have arrived in...
Oh, wow!
Cinemática. ¿No?
Paimon, Traveler, welcome to Notcry.
¡Oh! ¡Oh! ¡Qué guapo! Es como... Es como un Fontaine medio decadente, ¿no? Un poco.
That must be Nasha Town up ahead. That's the place you were telling us about on the way over,
Claro,
right?
esta no es una nación gobernada por un arconte. En teoría es un lugar cerca de donde el arconte de hielo,
That is correct,
pero
Paimon.
creo que no
It is
forma
also the
parte de
most
su
bustling
territorio
commercial hub
de
in
forma
all of
oficial.
Krai.
¿Qué pasó? ¡Uy, uy, uy! ¡Lore, Lore!
Sounds like the perfect place to start trying out all the local specialties. Huh? Is something up, traveler?
Paimon.
Uy.
This is where our spaceship landed when Ether and I first arrived in Tevat.
¿Qué nave? Pero si veis que que se la acaban de sacar esto. ¿Cuándo ha habido una nave?
Are you sure? But how come you've never mentioned that before?
Sí,
Seems pretty important to Paimon.
Claro. ¿Qué
Well,
dices, niña?
because those memories are really
Ya,
hazy.
ya.
All I
claro.
remember is Ether waking me up and us leaving the ship.
Esta se ha fumado
But just
un
now, setting
porrito.
foot on this land, I felt something. The kind of power I sensed in those moments.
Are you referring to Kuvaki?
¿Quién?
Kuva, what now?
The locals refer to it as Kuvaki. It is a unique
Energía
elemental force found
elemental de
only in
Notgrad.
Notcry, or rather,
Lo de
a
las
pure,
reacciones
primordial
lunares,
form
¿no?
of elemental energy. That is correct. Another similar concept I have found in my database is
Oh,
the primordial sea. Legend has it that long, long ago, the moon that shines in the sky above us once rose from the land of Notcry.
vale.
Modern geological surveys and meteorite studies conducted in the region have since supported this claim.
So, when you mentioned being able to detect the moon's power earlier, you were referring to Kuvaki?
Mundo de luz. ¿Cómo? Aunque con algunos quizá ambas cosas, pero... Vale. Un poder que sentir...
Wait.
Vale.
Traveler, you're saying we might actually find your spaceship here? Do you still remember where it landed?
Pero si estaban en una playa de Mondstadt.
Notcry is surrounded by the ocean. In other
Bueno.
words, it could have been anywhere along its coastline.
Bueno, es cierto que solo sabemos que pescamos a Paimon. Igual aterrizó en Notcry y se fue por ahí. Bueno, no lo sé.
Negative. Description still lacks sufficient detail to pinpoint target location.
Hey, it's okay if you can't remember everything right away. After all, it's been a really long time. Let's just do what we've always done and keep searching as we explore. Besides, what have you got to fear with your sidekick Paimon still here?
I'd be more than happy to help you out as well.
Our pleasure.
Qué bonito.
Anyway, just knowing that your spaceship's here in Notcry surely counts as a big step forward,
Se
huh?
vienen cositas, ¿eh?
Like we've crossed another boundary?
Paimon couldn't have put it better herself. You sure are a quick learner, Inefa.
A los registros de vuelo. A ver, esto se nos saca un poquito del orto porque en teoría eran una especie de viajeros interdimensionales que se pegaron con aquella diosa y ella los desterró. No hubo ningún aterrizaje. No sé, o igual lo mencionaron en algún momento o yo lo estoy interpretando mal.
Well, as the best guide in the whole of Tevat, Paimon hereby does solemnly declare... Notcry, here we come!
Qué grande. Ah, que pensaba que era hacer mal, me he rayado. Muy bien. Uy, cositas. ¿Qué leches? ¿Esto? Uy. Otro robot. En TP, ¿no? Por aquí, ¿dónde está? Pues ya está activado. Ah, ya está activado. Fatui, claro, aquí en teoría hay mucho Fatui. En teoría es como una especie de base Fatui. Y en teoría no hay, como no hay arconte, hay como estatuas, pero son muy diferentes. En teoría no hay nuevo elemento, creo. Ocurre, sí, como un aura. Eso es dadle, ¿no? Sí. A no ser que las estatuas puedas activar como una especie de modo de, no sé, reacciones lunares. No creo. Vamos a seguir la misión principal, que entiendo que nos presentará a los primeros personajes. Bueno, ahora, ¿qué está pasando? ¿Y eso?
It just occurred to Paimon. If we were looking to put out a missing spaceship commission, or to learn more about Krai, wouldn't it make sense to drop by the Adventurers Guild?
The guild is located in Nasha Town. Simply follow this road and you'll reach it.
Oh, mira, mira, mira. No sé cómo los llamarán, pero para las estatuas.
Huh? What into that is that? Looks kinda like a Sealy, floating around in the air like that.
That is a kuhenki, a species unique to the land of Krai.
A
Vale.
Kuhenki? Does she have something to do with the moon, too?
Indeed it does. According to the Frost Moon Scions, the indigenous inhabitants of this land, the kuhenki, are said to be familiars of the moon goddess, leading those who walk in the moonlight's glow to things of great importance.
Joder.
The moon goddess? Don't all people here worship the Tsaritsa?
Although Krai lies on Snezhnaya's border regions, the people here have held their own unique beliefs since time immemorial. As I mentioned, everything in this land shares a deep connection with the moon and the sky above.
Ay, perdón. Vale, o sea que sí que están en la frontera, están ahí, ¿no?
The beliefs of the Frostmoon Scions seem to date back to the civilization of the angels. According to the documents in my database, even the 7 archons did not exist at that time.
Bueno. Se lía aquí un momento.
Wow! So the origin of their beliefs goes back even further than the Archon War?
Nada.
Correct. At some point, you may come across some statues of their goddess. The Frostmoon Scions carved these as well.
Hey! Looks like she's floating away!
I suggest you follow her. The probability of an ordinary person encountering a kuhenki lies in the single digits. Many here consider them heralds of good fortune.
Pues vamos para allá. Qué bonito es. Ay, quería pillar. ¿No puedo pillar? ¡Ah! No llego. Ahora voy yo. ¡Ah! Me ha descubierto un cofre. No. Claro, leche. A ver. Selenoculus. Hostia, esto. Qué grande. Un tesorito para mí.
Is this a travel guide? Huh. It actually led us to something useful.
¿Qué leches? Hostia, esto. Ruletas de la fortuna de...
Are there any particular points of interest?
Oh, it all looks pretty interesting to Paimon. If we have time, she'd love to see...
También te
well.
digo. Tiene una pinta de que nos van a
If we
atracar
keep
aquí.
following the current path, we will arrive at an area of scenic beauty.
Yikes! Why is Paimon suddenly getting the feeling that if she doesn't step it up soon, enough is gonna put her out of a job?
Tú no has hecho nada, Paimon. Llevamos 6 naciones y no has hecho nada.
This place sure is different from Snezhnaya.
Vale. ¿Qué leches? ¿Puedo entrar? No puedo entrar. ¿Puedo que se puede? Ah, no, que puedo seguir. Leches, perdón. ¿Qué ponía? Los chavales. Es como todo chatarra, ¿sabes? Como que lo aprovechan todo. Qué guapo eso, ¿no? ¿Que giraba?
Wow! Nasha Town actually looks pretty big from here. Feels a bit different than Paimon imagined.
Which aspects in particular deviated from your expectations?
Well, Paimon keeps hearing people describe Krai as an adventurer's paradise. So she kind of thought it'd be a bit more picture perfect somehow.
According to legend, there was indeed an era of peace in Krai's past, the age of the Fae. Tales of those ancient
Hadas.
heroes are still told today. One of the most well-known is that of the Lantern Fae. This individual performed
hay un
many good deeds
personaje
for
nuevo, ¿no?
Krai.
Con una lámpara que van
The
a sacar.
present-day Lightkeeper's nightly lantern patrols are, in part, a tribute to their memory. But then, one day,
What happened?
there came a devastating abyssal calamity that swept across Krai, and for a time it was left desolate,
El abismo
heartbroken
está en todas
by what had
partes.
become of the land they had so cherished. That Fae extinguished their light, just as the abyss had extinguished all hope. Nowadays, the paradise people speak of is more of an aspiration, or an irony, perhaps.
An irony?
Today, no official authority governs Krai. In theory, at least, it is somewhere a person can do whatever they wish. The Adventurers Guild is just over there, in Nasha Town's central plaza, and the flagship tavern is over that way.
Pues bueno.
Hey, what's that building over there? You know, the biggest, tallest one.
That is Aino's Blast Kuvaki energy cannon.
¿Cómo?
It gets activated when the wild hunt threat level outside Nasha Town reaches a certain threshold. But according to the scan I just ran, the energy cannon appears to be malfunctioning, likely due to a
Nada, nos
recent
va a disparar
discharge.
y nos va a reventar.
The wild hunt? Isn't that the abyssal calamity you mentioned that's specific to Krai?
It is a phenomenon that has been occurring for several centuries now. Yet the time and location of wild hunt attacks are seemingly random. At first, it was more of an old wives' tale that adults used to scare children. If you don't
Vale.
start behaving, kid, some night, the wild hunt's gonna come for you. Listen, do you hear that? That weeping in the fog? Those
You're saying
Re
people
turbio.
actually hear things like that?
I have not witnessed enough wild hunt attacks to give a statistically sound answer. But the oldest legends say that all people saw was the ghostly shadow of a woman in the mist. It wasn't until later.
Será la Columbina.
When you put it like that, Paimon's really gotta hand it to Aino. Not only did she repair you, but she's even built a giant cannon to keep the wild hunt at bay.
Absolutely. Aino is very impressive indeed. Anyway, according to my schedule, it is time I took you over to the flagship.
Oh, sure.
Vale.
After all, we shouldn't keep Barca waiting. Well,
Oh, es verdad.
Paimon's not sure if he'll actually show up at the bar at this or...
El
You're
capitán
right
este
about
de los
that.
caballeros de Favonius, ¿no? Comandante, capitán, bueno. Alguien de muere de alto rango. Ah, puede por aquí. Vamos por aquí. Qué guapo, me gusta, me gusta. Es como, pues eso, una fontaine decadente, pero está guapo, está guapo. Tengo bastantes ganas de ver qué falta, de la historia y qué va a pasar.
Here we are, the flagship.
Varka told us to meet him here in his letter, right? Let's see.
Es como un tío de
No
2
matches
metros y rubio.
identified.
Huh.
O sea, es fácil
So he
de
isn't
ver, ¿eh?
here after all. Oh, guess we never did actually say we'd be arriving today. Hey, why don't we go ask the owner? If what they say is true, Barca's drinking prowess must have left quite the impression.
¡Ey! No puedo pillarlos. ¡Qué cabrones! Uy.
Well, well. If it isn't the ineffable Inefa.
Hello there, Demyon.
You know each other?
Of course. Inefa's a regular here at the flagship.
So, robots are into booze too?
Not at all. The energy conversion efficiency of alcoholic drinks is very low, and most of them are full of impurities. Still, I can affirm that your berries and fried meat deserve a solid 9.12 out of 10. It has Aino's approval too.
Funny that you should mention that. While you were away in Natlan, Varka would come in here every day to pick up a serving of berries and fried meat for Aino.
Aww. He must have been worried sick that she wasn't eating properly on account of being so hung up about Inefa being gone.
Actually it's 'cause Varka found out that Aino went wild after Inefa left, gorging herself on snacks she normally couldn't get her hands on. So it was more worry that she wasn't getting a balanced diet.
Se la pelaba, ¿no? Básicamente.
I think I might have just put my foot in it. Anyway, since you're back from Natlan, these two must be the ones Varka mentioned. The Traveler and Paimon, yes?
Yep, that's us. So, from the sounds of it, you must be a close friend of Varka's too.
Varka? Goes without saying. After all, he's the only one around here who's ever managed to stay standing after 10 rounds of the roulette special.
Paimon can't believe he's made such a name for himself. Though,
Right now? Must be somewhere near Anvantinyarvi. That's quite...
huh? Where's that?
It's a lake in the northern part of Nodkrai.
Vale, pues
Word
vamos.
reached him of trouble brewing around those parts, so he took his knights to check it out.
Oh. So, we missed him?
Varka knew you'd say that. So he specifically told me to make sure you stayed here and enjoyed yourselves. He sends his assurances that everything's under control.
Well, if he's that confident, guess our only option is to accept. Anyway,
Eso,
it's not
gran
like there's any
maestro
special
era.
cause for
Tiene
concern.
pinta de gachate,
He
el
is
pavo.
the grand...
Exactly. Plus, not only has he booked you into our finest room, he's paid for it in advance, too.
Ah, absolutely gachate.
Whoa! That's so generous of him!
Oh, and by the way, he also asked me to serve up a portion of berries and fried meat for Inefa. That was...
Thank you.
Bueno, igual
No,
me está
thank you.
empezando a
I'm the one who should be
hablar un
grateful for
poco
your
mal la
business.
situación.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you go ahead and drop off your luggage? I can use this time to go pick up some components that Aino asked me to bring back.
Sure thing. Besides, now that we've got ourselves a map, once we're done unpacking, we might as well go for a stroll ourselves. Why don't we meet up again later?
Oh. So you no longer require navigational assistance?
No worries,
No.
we should be fine. We've got a rough idea of our way around town, so...
Acompáñanos, por
Thank
favor.
you. This translates into an approximate time saving of 30%, meaning I will be able to see Aino about 45 minutes earlier than previously projected.
Oh, right. You must miss her a lot, too.
Es verdad, la Ino esta creo que nos la regalan. Dentro de la habitación. Y nos van a coquearnos la habitación. Va a haber alguien. No está nada mal. Mira, 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 mira,
Feels
mira,
pretty
mira.
nice having someone sort out our food and lodging for us, huh? But is this really the flagship's best room? It's pretty big, make no mistake, but it looks a little worn out, right? Though, to be perfectly honest, I feel... You mean it's got something to do with Nodkrai's history? Oh, that makes sense. But
No, hombre, no, ya nos quedamos sin comida.
oh, should we try the berries and fried meat too? Paimon's getting hungrier and hungrier every time someone...
Uy, 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 uy.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon wasn't what...
Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. Clearly, I shouldn't have gotten lost in my thoughts in the middle of a hallway.
Wait a sec. Are you
Buah,
staying in the room next to
tremendo
ours?
diseño.
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see. First things
Yeah.
first,
Ostras,
allow
tú.
me to introduce myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich Flintz, but please, just call me Flintz.
Flintz, bien, bien, bien.
Whoa, that's an impressively long name for sure.
Oh, is that so? Names like mine ought to have been fairly common in Snezhnaya, at least in the past.
Yep, you sure would be. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We've been to a bunch of nations already, but we only just arrived in Krai today.
What a rare honor it is to meet such worldly travelers.
Are you here for travel too?
If only I had the time to spare. No, I'm just staying the night.
Oh, so you're here for business?
That's certainly one way to put it. I'm a Ratnik of Krai, normally stationed near the burial grounds to the north. My sole cause for being here today was to repair this lantern of mine.
Burial grounds?
Your surprise is entirely understandable. Most people cannot even begin to fathom the idea of a life surrounded by tombstones and decay. But if you've heard of the calamitous abomination that is the Wild Hunt, you'll know that in their wake they bring a host of souls tainted by abyssal filth. That then is why we are stationed by the burial grounds, to hold the line where it is most vulnerable.
Oh, so it's all about fighting against the abyss. Oh, sounds like a tough job.
I thank you for your concern. But in truth, I've long since grown used to it. In fact, I like to think it rather suits me. If anything, I'd say I prefer the peace and quiet of a graveyard to the hustle and bustle of urban life.
Paimon sort of gets it now. But even so, she's still pretty sure she could never get used to living in a graveyard herself.
Oh, I assure you, there's no need to worry on that account. The kind of ghosts you find in cemeteries aren't too big on talking. But even when they do, they're usually far more discreet than the living. Well, would you look at that? Who'd have thought we'd end up chatting this long? Must have a lot in common, huh? Forgive me, but I must excuse myself, for the time of my appointment draws near.
Oh, sure. In that case, you go right ahead. We won't keep you any longer.
Not at all. Should the opportunity present itself, I'd gladly continue our conversation another time. You're always welcome to come visit my grave. I mean, the grave I stand watch over. Your visit would bring much-needed light to that place of final rest.
Right. Well, if we get the chance.
Then allow me to wish you a traditional Ratnik's farewell. See you by the graveside.
Joder, este tío va fuerte, ¿eh?
Ugh. Jeez. What a weirdo.
Nah, tú no, ¿no?
Not to badmouth him at all. In fact, he seemed pretty cultured, but at the same time, kinda spook. His lantern? No, not really. You mean, 'cause it was broken? Huh. Guess you've always had a nose for stuff like this. If you're worried, you can always ask him the next time we cross paths. Hey, don't you start spouting all that weird stuff too.
Bien, 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 bien. Sal del buque insignia. Ahora nos introducirán en el conflicto, ¿no? Principal, ¿o qué? Ah, no. Sal del buque insignia. Ah, vale, sigo en él. O sea, todo esto es el buque insignia. Ah, no. Ahora.
Paimon almost forgot something. Were we gonna go try out the berries and fried meat? But now, heading all the way back to the flagship feels like such a waste.
Please, accept today's boon. Come night or day, may the blessings of the moon goddess shine down upon you.
Aquí está.
What's going on over there?
El personaje del bar.
Free food?
Que no conseguí.
Wow, the people here are so nice. Quick, awesome too. Paimon's super curious.
Moonlight illuminates the path before you,
Es
travelers from
dentro.
afar.
Huh? How'd you...
Just now were a song the birds in the sky, singing of your wanderings. You are no ordinary guests, it seems.
The birds in the...
Forgive me. I should not have laid the words of others out as a welcome mat for our very first meeting. You, too, must be wondering who I am. I am Lauma, moon chanter of the Frost Moon Scions. Please,
Cantalunes.
as do our followers and other passers-by, accept today's boon.
Happy to oblige. Paimon's name?
Think nothing of it. These fruits were the finest we found, delicacies gathered in the wake of the morning dew. It is my hope that partaking of them may lift your spirits to heights anew.
The finest you found? Wow! That sure is kind of you, but wouldn't you want to keep those for yourselves?
The first fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for lost hunters. As perhaps you have already heard, we Frost Moon Scions revere and worship the moon goddess. We believe that together, virtue and compassion are the shining light that will lead us all out of the long, dark night. And now, with tides of haughty Fatui swarming into Krai, driven by greed and greed alone, more than ever before, we must all unite under the banner of virtue.
Huh. Look who it is again. Those unsufferably kind-hearted Frost Moon Scions. Got enough for us too?
That's right! 2 servings each! We're starving over here!
The Fatui! After what you've been doing to our sacred statues, how dare you even show your faces?
Salió.
Wilhelmina, bestow today's boon upon our guests.
You hear that? No slacking now. We'll have the very best you got.
But, my lady, they...
Please, you two, accept this meal. But remember this. Kindness is the first lantern left to guide those who stumble in ignorance.
Come again?
Durísima esa frase, eh.
Let me finish. But should they still refuse to follow the moonlit path, then by our frosted blades shall we show them its shadow.
You!
Hey, look who it is.
Salió.
Whatever. Just you wait. We'll be coming for you next.
Se ha cagado.
Huh? Where's the meat? Who wants to eat this garbage?
Those stooges really are the worst.
Ever since they came to Krai with all their weird equipment and built that so-called experimental design bureau, our lives have been turned completely upside down.
Judging from how they reacted just now, it seems the Fatui already know who you are.
Well, we have gotten in their way in pretty much every nation we visited.
Sí,
so
verdad.
we're probably at the top of their blacklist by now.
Factos.
I see. Then, on behalf of the Frost Moon Scions, I thank you for the goodwill you have shown us. Because if they had gotten ahead of themselves just now, I'm sure you would have stepped in to help. Just as the birds and beasts put it, your arrival heralds joy to us all.
Ya, bueno, no lo tendría tan
Besides,
claro,
for
pero
a
bueno.
weary traveler far from home, what better respite than to bathe in the moonlight? You will always be welcome at the Frost Moon Enclave. The place may we meet again in the moon's gentle glow.
Esta pa' miniatura.
These are delicious. Looks like Anefa isn't done with her shopping yet, and the Adventurers Guild is still empty. Where should we head next? Good idea. Wouldn't want to let the Kuhenki down after all. Let's see.
No, detective Paimon regresó.
Okay. Paimon's got our route all figured out. So, all that's left to say is, don't fall behind. This is Nuts and Nuts. It's mostly a fruit shop, but there's a crafting bench too. This is the Speranza, one of the travel guide's recommended
O sea, vale, me
restaurants.
están enseñando un poco
All the
dónde
waiters
comprar
here are
cosas, no
kids.
entiendo.
This is the Vesnitsi Prolicha greenhouse. Apparently, their flowers are all made of metal, so they'll never wilt away. And this is the Rossum Workshop. If you ever need a weapon made, this is the place to go. And over here, they've got a super tall observation deck. Whoa! Take a look at that! You can see really far out into the distance. That way's north, and that looks like something built by the Fatui? And then over there to the west, that must be the place Lauma mentioned, where the Frost Moon Scions live. So, what'd you think? Even if Enefa kinda stole her limelight earlier, this just goes to prove that Paimon's own tour guiding skills aren't too shabby either, right?
Venga, vamos a decirle que sí.
She sure is. It'd take hundreds of years of practice to beat the best tour guide in all of Tibet.
Hundreds of years, ha dicho en inglés, cientos de años.
Look! There must be someone at the Adventurers
O
Guild
sea
now.
que
There's already a line forming outside. Looks like we'll finally be
no
able
es
to ask about
precisamente
your
joven,
spaceship.
Paimon.
Oh, or was there anywhere else you wanted to stop by first? Where? Which one are you? Oh, now you mention it, Paimon's noticed it too. Anyway, where we go first is completely up to you. Either the Adventurers Guild, or that suspicious-looking shop. A word of warning, though. If we step into that shop, be sure to keep a very close eye on your Mora.
Ok, vale, me están dejando un poco a mi rollo, ¿no? Ahora. Ah, esto lo recogí, ¿o qué? ¿Esto cómo se recoge? No. Ah, es aquí donde se recoge. Espérate tú. Un segundito, ahora continuamos, perdón. Perdonadme un segundo porque... ¿Cuánto llevo, por cierto? Llevo 37 minutitos.
Ad astra abyss. Ah, traveler. You have come at just the right time. I have something for you. You're certainly very familiar with the kind of work we do. But I'm afraid this has nothing to do. Please take this brand new Adventurers Guild notebook. The Adventurer Handbook is for recording details of your completed commissions and intel on all sorts of monsters. Whereas this notebook is for recording the marvelous people and wonderful events you encounter on your travels. I hope it will be of help to you. Anyway, that's all for now. My commission is complete. Safe travels, traveler. Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Vale. Vale. A ver. ¿Y esto qué? Ah, vale, esto es para recoger... No. ¿Sí? ¿Qué es? No, no sé qué es esto. No, pues me han pillado, no sé para qué es. Vale, me han dado el librito. Cambiar de selección. Ah, para elegir la constelación. Yo estoy entre Jutao y Wanderer. A ver, Jutao es que ya no la uso casi. Tengo a Mabuika y a Arlequino. Me voy a pillar a Wanderer. Pero veis que pone un tic. Y en el progreso de esta semana. Es que no lo estoy pillando esto de... Completa los objetivos de aventura para alcanzar 5 veces 80. A ver, es que no me estoy... alcanzar 5 veces diario podrás alcanzar el objetivo en cada ciclo de templación. Eso tendré que mirar cómo hacerlo ahora que estoy en medio del capítulo. Tampoco es plan de ponerse a mirarlo. Vale, vamos a seguir. Disculpad esta mini interrupción. Not Krai. Claro, no tengo teleporte. Pues casi que antes de empezar voy a activar esa estatua porque también me da mucha curiosidad por ver cómo es. Que la he visto en algún tráiler, pero bueno, prefiero verla en persona. Por aquí.
I'm tired already.
Que técnicamente hay un camino más fácil, ¿no? Vamos a usar la moto.
Rev the engines!
Qué poco dura,
Bring it!
Los personajes de Natlan fuera de Natlan. Las habilidades y todo. Mira, teleporto. Me mola mucho eso. Es como en Fontaine también había algo parecido. Mira. Estatua. Ah, es eso de ahí, ¿no? Es eso de ahí. Sí, ¿no? Sí. Ahí está. Vale, está dividido como por islas, en plan Inazuma. Vale. Vale, pero no hay elemento, ¿no? No, si es que además es como algo artificial, ¿no? Vale, pues vamos a continuar. Objetivos opcionales. Ve al gremio de aventuras. Ve a la tienda llamativa. Voy primero al gremio de aventuras. Que está aquí. No, esta es la tienda llamativa. Creo que está más activa. Ah, no, esto es el gremio de aventuras, sí.
Lucky us. The line seems to be gone now. Come on, let's go say hi to Catherine. Hey, Catherine, we meet again.
No. Este es Esmeraldo, ¿no?
How ridiculous.
Huh?
They often say that mortals, shackled by their own flesh and blood, may fail to perceive the truth of this world, even when it is right beneath their very noses.
But Paimon must have gotten the wrong person. At second glance, you do seem a bit younger than Catherine, and you certainly sound a lot less friendly.
A creator might forgive ignorance, but being mistaken for one of my own creations is beyond all pardon. Look very closely, for standing before you is none other than Marionette, 7th of the Fatui Harbingers.
Efectivamente, Heraldo. Mierda, tendría que haber sacado en miniatura. Si todas las canciones son... quiere decir que los Fatui siempre han estado al tanto. ¿Es verdad? No lo había pensado.
Today's encounter is merely a courtesy call. A friendly warning, if you will. You interfered with my work once before, with that little robot. I let it slide. After all, it was nothing more than a distraction, a side project at best. But we are in Nod Krai now, and as such, I strongly advise you not to stand in the Fatui's way. Otherwise, the next time we meet, I might just have to drop all this meaningless etiquette.
A ver, nos hemos enfrentado a Harbingers de estos, a heraldos más poderosos que tú. Sé que tampoco me
Some nerve coming out with barely veiled threats like that. You're the one stirring things up here.
Oh, perhaps you have misunderstood. Just because Nod Krai lacks a ruler at present, that does not mean it should not be ruled. We Fatui are simply establishing a new order.
Yeah, right. More like shady experiments, judging by your massive, creepy research facility.
I've said what I came to say. What you do next, only you can decide. So, and, being the refined young lady that I am, I shall indulge you just this once. Ad astra abasosk. Welcome to Nod Krai, dominion of the Fatui.
Durísimo. Y mira. ¿Y quién nos da a nosotros las misiones?
Ugh! Paimon's so mad right now! How can anyone so obviously evil be so annoyingly self-righteous? But if a Fatui Harbinger is here to greet us in person, that can only mean one thing. We'll have to be extra careful from here on out. Paimon hates feeling like she's being watched. Hey, the real Catherine's back!
Ad Astra Abysosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How may I help? I will do everything I can to assist you.
You're so much nicer to talk to, Catherine. Please don't leave us again, okay?
Vale. Mira la tienda llamativa. Es que la tienda llamativa, ¿dónde está? ¿Se supone que es esto? No. ¿Cuál es la tienda llamativa? ¿Esta? Consulta en tu vida de viajes y visita el lugar que más te interese. O sea, es random, ¿no? O sea... Es que no sé, es la tienda llamativa, es que yo que sé cuál es la tienda llamativa. Es que esa no es, eso es historia ya. Así no, pues que lo den un poco. ¿Cuánto llevo, por cierto? Llevo un buen ratillo, ¿eh? Casi que lo voy a dejar... Bueno... Voy a ver si me da tiempo a ver esto. Esta es la tienda llamativa. ¡Ey!
Please, here you go. And if you ever need anything else, don't forget to make the great Lord
Dory
Song
de...
your
Estaba en
first
Sumeru.
port of call.
Oh dear. So it is the real deal.
Of course it's the real deal. Everything you'll find here is 110% real, meaning every one of my deals is as real as a deal can... Wait a minute. Oh, well, if it isn't my two most valued clients. And with no small thanks to your munificent patronage. Come, how could you just sneak into Nod Krai like this without telling your dear Lord Sangama Bay? If I'd known earlier, I would have made an absolute pulled out all the stops to ensure that your boat ride over was as comfortable as humanly possible.
Thank the Archons we didn't tell you.
Oh, come now! You know as well as anyone how impeccably and conscientiously above board I am when it comes to doing business.
Well, regardless of whether that's true or not, the main issue here is that we had no idea you had a branch in Nod Krai.
A clever merchant always has a backup plan, or two, or three up their sleeves. As the saying goes, a rabbit with many burrows fears not the hunter's arrows. A merchant with stores galore hears no debtors at the door. Since you're both here in Nod Krai, would you care for some of my finest local souvenirs? Whatever you're looking for, I have it. Or if it's Sumeru you're missing, I've got that covered too.
We literally just arrived. Do we look like we're on the hunt for tourist trinkets to take back for our friends?
My, your high-minded tastes never cease to impress. And
what's that?
Information, of course. Information about Nod Krai, locked securely in the otherwise impenetrable vaults of the Lord Sangama Bay's brilliant mind. I knew it! I just knew you'd appreciate the value of my wares. On the back of all our pleasant dealings in the past, I'll even take a hit by throwing in some insider info for free.
Wow. You sure are feeling uncharacteristically generous today.
What do you mean by uncharacteristically? I'm the most generous person. The moment I set up shop in Nod Krai, it struck me how many different factions there were, all competing against each other for power and influence. Well, as they say,
there's no time for business, like a crisis. Things got even more turbulent after the Fatui pulled down 2 ancient moon's remnants. People began to catch a whiff of the coming chaos. And the more troubled the waters, the greater the potential
Madre
profit.
mía.
Not at all sorry to interrupt, but we're not here for Mora. Oh, really? But surely it was the tales of an adventurer's paradise that brought you here. The chance to take your very own slice of all the latest and greatest business opportunities? In that case, what would you like to know about?
A ver, háblanos de los
The
descendientes.
Frost Moon Scions? You mean the people who believe in the moon goddess? They're not a bad bunch. It's just, well, they have such simple tastes. No luxuries, no indulgences, no nothing. Trying to earn a little more of, still, things between them and the Fatui have gotten pretty tense. It's only a matter of time before the powder keg goes boom. And when that happens, that's when business will. Everyone knows they're here for the ancient moon's remnants, but no one's sure why they pulled them down in Nodcry of all places. Anyway, they've been acting mysterious enough, but if you ask me, that Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau of theirs up north hides secrets wilder still. That bunch of booze-loving monstaters? Ugh, don't even get me started. As fellow Outlanders, I thought they'd be easy pickings, but somehow, every single one of our business negotiations wound up at the flagship. I've done plenty of deals with heavy drinkers before, but those guys, I never once made it to the contract signing before blacking out. I'm getting flashbacks of the hangovers just thinking about it.
Pero ¿cuántos años tienes tú, reina?
What now? A spaceship? Nope, never heard of anything like that. Don't you two get involved in any big business here without so much as a heads up, you hear me? At the very least, consider letting me in as a key investor.
No me deja volver a preguntar lo de la nave, ¿eh? Lo de los lampareros estaba antes.
Oh, they're an organization set up to keep the locals safe. Apparently, they have a long and glorious history, and they're made up entirely of volunteers. But seriously, a volunteer organization in
sí.
Nodcry?
Vale, te
This
quitaron
place is
un ítem, pero
hardly
no
a
te lo
magnet for
guardo.
noble hearts. No pay, all work. That's not a business model, and it's certainly not for me. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Sooner or later, you'll no doubt end up doing business with some other merchants in Nodcry. And someone's bound to mention a place called the Curatorium of Secrets.
Harry Potter.
Listen to my advice. Do not, under any circumstances, go there, no matter how much trouble you're in.
The Curatorium of Secrets?
What a just a place that handles all kinds of disputes. But the owner will charge you an absolute fortune, and she has a temper to match. Nothing like your friendly neighborhood Lord Sangama Bay.
You're not just saying that to stop your competition from undercutting you.
When did that little pipsqueak get so sharp? And after I gave them all that info for free just to win them over. What do you mean? Of course not. I'm only thinking about your wallets. I mean, on behalf of your wallets.
You're really not convincing anyone, you know.
All right. Business is a cutthroat business. I want our, but I'm not lying about that boss lady. Not only did she make it into my top 3 people not to mess with in Nodcry, she's also in my top 3 people most eager to trade in favors.
Shh, esto estaba en el tráiler.
Seriously? It feels like you're just bad-mouthing your rival now.
Fine.
Aunque
if you
he
don't believe
escuchado
me, go see for yourselves.
que
We might both
creo
be
que
from
es
Samaria,
dentro
but compared to hers, my conscience is
y que
so
estarán
large.
equipos
Why,
bastante
it could fill
cerrados,
3
que no
whole
será
palaces of
muy,
Alcazar's array.
¿cómo decirlo?
But
Flexible
when you
a la hora de
realize what I'm
ponerla en
saying is
equipos.
true, don't say that good old Lord
Entonces,
Sangama Bay didn't warn
yo
you.
le iba a tirar, pero después de escuchar eso dije, uy, igual no. Ahí está. Bien. Vamos a recoger esto. Recoger. Y lo vamos a dejar un poquito por aquí porque ya llevamos bastante. O sea, le tiré... Bueno, os lo explico un poquito. Salió Lauma, el nuevo personaje, en teoría es mejor que Nahida en cuanto a reacciones dentro, se supone. y te activa las lunares, las reacciones lunares y todo eso. Le tiré y me sale una Kiki. En fin. Casi que mejor porque la probé y no supe cómo funcionaba bien y no la supe usar y me rayé. Así que casi que mejor. No creo que la vuelva a tirar con lo que tengo. Seguramente ya, ahora que ya tengo asegurado el siguiente, seguramente ya ahorra esta columbina. Posiblemente. Ahorraré, intentaré llegar a un pity. Puede que 2 si puedo. Y ya está. Yo soy full free to play y no le voy a meter ni un solo euro. Así que me despido por hoy y nos vemos en la próxima. Chao, chao.